be up to 10 hours of gameplay, I would say. Yeah, so that's a really big chunk of gameplay. And there's a lot of trophies to collect, but they're not just kind of stuck around for you to find on top of buildings. Every one of them has like a little challenge attached to it, and we've tried to make every one of those challenges like a unique twist. So using all your gadgets in different ways to beat those challenges. So, you know, Riddler's really stepped up his game. He doesn't want to just lay these things around for you to find. He wants you to use all the new upgraded gadgets to solve these puzzles that he's put out there for you.
Well, I remember in Arkham Asylum, they had a really interesting it was like an optional kind of thing with the, it was Arkham who actually built the asylum.
Yeah.
Had these like kind of cryptic messages left behind, and you kind of got a more fleshed out, you know, I mean, I know a lot of that was based on the comic series.
Yeah.
Is there something that you're using in Arkham City that kind of fleshes out the backstory of that as well?
Yeah, I mean, we've got loads of stuff in the game where we're basically showing what we thought was really interesting story to follow is the story from the first game to the second game. So you can unlock stories about how Arkham City was created. You can unlock stories telling what the villains have done there and basically telling you, because in order to make the second game, we've written a ton of stories that link the two games together and show the path that all the supervillains have taken. And we wanted to share those with the players so you can kind of unlock these Arkham City stories which tell that. You can show you why the world is the way it is. They can let you know all that backstory as well.
Cool. And earlier we saw Catwoman. She got caught, and I'm guessing this is kind of how this is what ended up happening to her.
Yeah, so she gets caught by Two-Face, and Two-Face is kind of making this power play. He wants to show how powerful he is in Arkham City. So he's only recently been thrown in. Him and Catwoman were like two of the last supervillains to get thrown in. So how he wants to show his power is he's going to show he's powerful enough to capture Catwoman and kill her, to kind of get people to go behind him, because Penguin and Joker have been in Arkham City for a while. They've established these big armies that are following them. So Two-Face needs to step up his game and get in there quickly. So he's going to kill Catwoman basically to show that. So Batman hears about this. He's trying to get to the courthouse to save Catwoman as quickly as possible. So that's kind of the story that you're seeing.
It's kind of like a post-apocalyptic world almost that you've created where it's just anarchy rules. I mean, that kind of seems to be Hugo Strange's MO, right? It's like, you rule yourselves, the only thing is you can't escape or else we'll shoot you, right?
Yeah, and I mean, he expected there to be anarchy, but what's kind of quite interesting that's actually happened is that this social order's kind of formed with people joining Joker and Penguin to survive. So it's kind of an interesting situation as well, that to survive in this place, people are having to align to these different groups, and the different groups all have their own kinds of MOs. So obviously Two-Face's group kind of ruled by chance. Penguin has very high standards for his guys. They're almost kind of mercenary. So he kind of has a gladiator pit where you have to fight in order to be good enough to get there. And if you get killed in the gladiator pit trying to join Penguin, that's just tough luck. It's only the guys who survive that he wants to join his crew. Joker kind of take anyone, but if you join Joker's crew, you know you're probably going to be pretty expendable as well. So you know, they all have their own MO, which I think is really interesting about how they're working as well in the world. And that gives this kind of really unique flavour to the game, because they're all trying to do different things. They're all trying to use Arkham City for their own ends. Zaz is doing something totally different to Joker, to Penguin. So the thing is, the only thing standing in the way of any of these people doing this thing is Batman, basically. So that's the thing really, is what can Batman do to stop all of these different people who are all doing different things?
And clearly Hugo Strange has a bigger plan going on, and he seems, I mean, it was revealed in the initial trailer that Hugo knows Batman's identity. And is that, I mean, you don't have to spoil it, but I assume that's going to play into the story somewhere.
I mean, of course, Hugo Strange knows Batman identity, so that's a whole new risk for Batman that he's not had before. You know, so he's got Joker to kind of tear this place apart, and Hugo Strange knows his identity. Where's that going to go? That's the kind of all these threads, how are they going to tie together, that I think is really exciting for us in terms of the story.
Yeah, I'm actually very excited about the story. And I mean, as far as timeline-wise, how much longer after does it take place after Arkham Asylum?
So it's about 18 months after the events of Arkham Asylum. So it's taken, Quincy Sharp, who was the mayor in Arkham Asylum, he's basically shut down Arkham Asylum, he shut down Blackgate Prison. He built a wall around this huge district of Gotham, and he basically chucked everyone into here.
It's the slums, right?
Kind of like the slum area, but there's different kind of flavours to the areas that you're in. So kind of like the slum area, and basically walled this off. But you know, obviously there's a lot of legendary landmarks to see as you search around this area, and a lot of kind of Gotham's history to find there. So it's taken about 12 months to build this place, and then they moved everyone here, and it's been open for around about a month when you start the game. So kind of this social order's formed in there, and then Batman's sort of thrown in there. He's been monitoring the place, but he's thrown in there. and then it's kind of what happens next.
Right. Well, there was also the interesting part about Arkham Asylum where Batman has access to his gadgets and everything based on his Batcave.
Yeah.
And they had a kind of a cool Batcave, sort of like a Batcave 2.0. In Arkham Asylum. Are you using that same kind of aspect in this game, or is the upgrade system just done through the menu or something like that?
I mean, I think that for the gadgets, Batman can only really get his gadgets from Batman approved outlets. Like he's not just going to find them in a dumpster somewhere or in a bin. So, he has to get them from places or ways that make sense for Batman to get those gadgets. But you are still definitely going to get new gadgets as you play through. We've talked a lot about the gadgets that were in the first game and how we've modified all those gadgets, but at the same time there are new gadgets. We're not revealing those just yet, but there are completely new gadgets which are really cool and will modify how you play all the different types of gameplay as well.
And I think we are done. All right, cool. So that's our gameplay demo for Batman Arkham City. Looks amazing.
Cool.
Very excited about it. When can we look forward to the game coming out?
So we're out on October 18th on Xbox, PS3 and PC.
Very cool. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks very much.
We are cutting to our End of Nations pre-E3 coverage. Go check out some of that right now. Cool. It's live.
What's up, E3 viewers? So we are